Good morning, students. Welcome to our class today. It says good Saturday morning. We are starting this lesson by 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. My name is Dr. Angela Abba. I remain your facilitator for this course. The course is PED 120. PED 120 is the principles of family life, principles of family living, principles of family living, PED 120. Remember, our time remains Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m., Tuesdays, 10 to 11 a.m., 10 to 11 a.m. on Tuesday. I told you the other time that this course is a 2-unit course, and it contains of 4 modules, and made up of 13 units. Of course, the presentation for this class has been uploaded in the site. It's already on the site. So I welcome you once more for the class PED 120, Principles of Family Living. Principles of Family Living. The topic for today is the concept of marriage. The concept of marriage. And we're also going to look at the crisis in marriage. Crisis in marriage. We shall start by concept of marriage. We start with concept of marriage. And we are going to look at the definition of marriage, even though we saw the other time the marriage, definition of marriage. Marriage, of course, you know, is a union of 2 persons, a man and a woman, coming together to say we want to live together as husband and wife. So it is a union of 2 persons, a full-grown man and a woman, who have made up their mind to stay and live the rest of their lives together as husband and wife. Husband and wife. Good. Remember, my name is Dr. Angela Abba, and today, from the concept of marriage and the crisis in marriage, there are certain behaviors we intend to see on the student after this class, and intended learning outcomes. One of the outcomes should be a good definition of marriage, and we're expecting that by the end of this class, the student should be able to state the purpose of premarital marriage. What is premarital marriage and what is the purpose for it? We expect that the students should also be able to highlight the factors that affect the choice of marriage partners. Factors that affect the choice of marriage partners. And the students is expected to also list the types of marriage we have in Nigeria. There are several types of marriage. We expect that the students should be able to name types of marriage, list the types of marriage we have, and also itemize the various plans needed. By the end of this lesson, the students should be able to state the purpose of premarital stage, list the types of marriage, and identify crises or problems that could occur in family, that could occur in marriage. And having said that, we know that a premarital stage of marriage is a period when intending couples move together in order to know each other better and in order to go ahead or not to go ahead. Marriage, remember, we say it's a union of 2 adults who have agreed to come together to become husband and wife and spend the rest of their lives together. And remember that this premarital stage, the Intended couples use this period to study each other, study one another's character. They want to study the likes of the other and the dislikes. They will also want to know the do's and the don'ts of each other. It's a period when intended couples will look inward, look down, watch each other closely to know the traits and character of one another. They will also want to know what the family, study what they like and what they don't like, study the parents of both sides. Remember, these were people who were coming from different backgrounds, different orientation. Are coming from different orientation, and they will need to study one another. There is that need to study each other. Otherwise, a fatal mistake may be imminent. And that is why during this premarital stage, the couple may decide to call it a quit. They may decide to say, okay, no, I don't think I'll be able to tolerate this kind of character or this kind of life. I won't be able to condone this kind of life. I don't think I will fit into this family. And then call it a quit and go their separate way. That is one of the goodness of the marital stage in marriage. And now we're going to look at types of marriage. Types of marriage. And we said there are several types of marriage, especially in Nigeria. There are marriages like traditional marriage. The traditional marriage. We have the traditional marriage. This traditional marriage is usually done at the bride's home. Here, the dowry is paid by the man according to the custom of the community where he comes from. And depends, the couples have a choice to choose the kind of traditional marriage they want to, whether it is a big one that they want to do it in a flamboyant way, or they want to do a small one, depending on the custom and also the choice the couple will make. That is traditional kind of marriage, because of each community have their own tradition. See, the Yorubas, the Hausas, the Igbos, the TV, and the Benin of Nigeria. These ones have their customs. So traditional marriage is performed according to custom, performed according to custom. And the next we have is non-traditional marriage, non-traditional type of marriage. In non-traditional type of marriage, an example of it is the Islamic type of marriage. The Islamic type of marriage. This is a type of marriage done by the Muslim society. It is also done in the mosque. It's carried out in the mosque. And usually it is conducted by a religious leader. A religious leader. Remember that when a woman agrees to marry a man, after she must have known the man, seen the man, studied the character of the man, seen the family, even including the religious background. The couple, the lady is expected to abide by the rules and regulations of the community and that of the husband and that of the husband. So talking about non-traditional marriage, an example of it is the Islamic type of marriage. We have said that it is done in a mosque and it is conducted usually by a religious leader according to the Islamic tradition. And this type of marriage permits a man to marry up to 4 wives. That means if the lady has decided to say, I agree, she must be able to also accommodate, receive other wives into that marriage. That is non-traditional type of marriage, which an example is a traditional type. So no bride price is paid or is accepted in this type of marriage. Rather, a gift is expected from the husband. The husband is expected to give big gifts to the lady and also to the parents of the bride. So that is the non-traditional type of marriage. And another type of marriage is the church marriage. The church marriage. This one is done according to marriage ordinance of 1914 of the Christian church. The Christian church, usually carried out by the Christian community. Christian community. And it involves one man, one woman who have voluntarily agreed to come together to live for life, to share their things together. This type of marriage is usually carried out in a church. And at the expected date, the couples come together with their parents, with their friends, and the invited guests to be joined by a priest. To be joined by a priest. So that is another type of marriage, church marriage. And the next we have is, well, suffice it to say that in that church marriage, in church marriage, none can remarry except one of them dies. If you agree to have the church marriage according to the ordinance of 1914, neither of the partner will remarry or marry another person except either of them is deceased. That any of them dies. If not, it will lead to crisis in marriage. Another type of marriage we have is court marriage. You can see it on your screen. I'm sharing my screen already. It's a court type of marriage. In court type of marriage, we have is contracted in the courts. The court type of marriage is contracted in a court before a registrar of the court. This type of court marriage, a 21-day notice is filed by the registrar on behalf of the couple the moment they are going to marry in court. And after the expiration of 21 days, it is a kind of notice given out to the public for everybody to see. If after the 21 days of after 21 days has elapsed, no objection is noticed, or no other one comes up to say no, this marriage cannot hold. For so and so reason, a date will be fixed for the marriage ceremony. A date will be fixed for the marriage ceremony. It is also known as a monogamous type of marriage. This is an example of monogamous type of marriage. And in this kind of marriage too, none of the couples will remarry except another legal consent is sought for. The moment you agree to do court marriage, none of the couples will remarry except another legal consent is sought for. And then after that, a divorce or a divorce will come up. Either of the couple can only marry except the other partner dies too. If any of them decide to go contrary to this consent, the offending partner is guilty of court contempt. The offending partner will be guilty of the contempt. If any of them decide to marry without the court consent, then the offending couple is guilty of court contempt and may be sued by the offended partner for bigamy. The other partner will be sued for bigamy. So that is one of the dangers of court marriage. Another type of marriage is marriage with special license. There is marriage with special license. Marriage with special license. And this type of marriage is also called marriage rush. Marriage rush. If a man suddenly wakes up and decides to go for marriage without notice, or say, I want to get married today, or this week, it will not pass me by, or this month. It is called marriage rush. It has to go do what we call marriage with special license. It must go to the court, get a special license that we are agreed with the partner to marry. And it is a rush thing. And of course, we know the danger in Russian marriage. Marriage is not something to be rushed. So there are things people put in place before you marry. That brings us to planning for marriage. Planning for marriage. Now, before we go on, we want to ask, why is the court stage necessary in a marriage? Why is courtship necessary in a marriage? Courtship. What is courtship? Because you know what courtship is. And why is it also relevant? The courtship is another word for premarital stage of marriage. Courtship in marriage is another word for premarital stage of marriage. And why do you think it is necessary? Why do you think it's necessary? I'd like you to think of it, go and research about it, write out your points, and I would like you to submit it on the discussion forum. I'd like to see that on each person's discussion forum. Let your colleagues, your mates, also talk about it, discuss it, let us know, and let us be better informed about courtship in marriage, which is also called a marital stage in marriage. Yes. Having said that, we want to look at planning for marriage. How do couples plan for marriage? A man and a woman have agreed to get married. Why do they need to plan for marriage? In planning for marriage, there are issues to be addressed. A husband, a man, and a woman have agreed to get married. They must plan for their marriage. Discuss issues before they will say, I do. And one of the issues to discuss is the form of marriage both want. What type of marriage? What form of marriage do you want? Of course, we have seen types of marriage in Nigeria, and they will have to discuss the type of marriage they want. Is it going to be an elaborate one? Would they want the whole world to attend that their marriage that day? How are they going to do it? Are they going to hire a place? Are they going to quarter people in a hotel? If it is in a place that far from where others are, it's going to be an elaborate one. They must plan for that marriage. What are their parents' preferences? What are the preferences of their parents, both parents? Remember that when a man comes together in a union with the woman, it is no longer one person's affair or just the couple and just the couple. The parents must be involved. Therefore, their parents must have a say. Another issue in planning marriage is the religion. The religion dictates what type of religion. So I venture the woman was a Christian before coming to Dama, or maybe the man was a Muslim. Have you agreed? Where have you agreed to consummate your marriage? Is it in Islamic religion, or is it in a Christian way? These are some of the things you must consider before you come together as husband and wife to say, I do. Otherwise, it will have its effects on that marriage. So the next thing is that the family must, the couples must consider the family background of both couples. The income that will goes to marriage. What are the income of the man and the woman? What is their income like? What about other things? Then we have to look at the crisis in marriage. Crisis in marriage. That is the common challenges in marriage. All family has their common challenges. And there are also factors that can lead to challenges, crisis in marriage. We have the incoming of a new baby. Remember that two of them were single, and now they have come to a home. They have been putting their structural things together. They have maybe they were living in one bedroom, and now a baby is being expected. Are they going to move out from that place? They have to have an agreement. And if there's no agreement, cordial agreement, there's bound to be crisis in that marriage. They also have to look at their parental personality. There's also this personality clashes. No, it's not going to be like this. It won't suit my person. This person may say this won't suit my person. This arrangement is not. No, I can't live in face me and face you house. We must move to a flat before our baby arrives. Something like that. There's also this family standard and rule. Each family have their own standard. And if there's no mutual agreement, the moment the man comes together with a woman, there's bound to be crisis in marriage. Other things that can cause crisis in marriage could also be death of either of the partners, loss of any family member, and also divorce. These are some of the factors that can cause crisis in marriage. Things. So some of the things will also be economic recession. Some of the factors, economic recession can lead to crisis in marriage. Loss of job, either of the partner will lead to crisis in marriage. Unexpected loss of job. Government economic policies can also affect marriages. Taxes, pensions, health policies, energy policies, etc., can cause drastic crisis in marriage. There may also be this drastic reduction in disposable income. These are some of the things that can cause crisis in marriage. Inflation can cause crisis in marriage. That's scarcity, economic scarcity. There are a lot of things, especially in Nigeria today. A lot of things are happening. People are cutting down their expenses. Some of these things are some factors that can cause crisis in marriage. And to the extent any family is able to manage these causes, to that extent, the family will become a stable family, a blissful home, an enjoyable home. And the expectation of every couple, the expectation of every lady, man coming together, join a home to make a home, is that they should have a blissful marriage. They should have a blissful marriage. So these are some of the things. Remember that I have given you an assignment that should let us know the relevance of premarital stage in a successful marriage. Premarital stage in a successful marriage. Premarital stage, and otherwise known as courtship in marriage. Courtship in marriage. So today, we might be rounding up our lesson. Thank you for joining the class today. Remember that we have it again on Tuesday. This lesson will go again on Tuesday by 10 a.m. We're having this class again on Tuesday by 10 a.m. We start by 10 and end by 11. Every Tuesday, 10 to 11 a.m. and every Saturday, 9 to 10 a.m. Thank you very much for joining the lesson. God bless you. I can see our audience. Vanessa.
Yes, ma. Good morning, ma.
I hope you have enjoyed
yes,
the lesson.
ma.
Thank you very much for joining the lesson.
Okay, ma.
Invite your other classmates. Tell them how
But ma, you
have enjoyed this.
you said it was meant for 5 to 6.
Together, especially now that your exam is imminent. Please come for your lesson. Thank you, and God bless you. Thank you.
Okay.
God bless you. So we meet again on Tuesday.
Yes, ma.
Till then. Bye.
Okay. So, ma, please, ma, when is today's class? Because you said 5 to 6.